Newsfirst at 9. Headlines.
A very good evening to you and welcome to the weekend edition of News at 9. I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Before we go into your stories in detail, let's now take a look at the headlines. Police investigation underway into the assault on a police constable in Dodamgoda and the subsequent torching of the vehicle he was travelling in. Allegations leveled that irregularities take place when compiling advanced level examination papers. Quarterfinal round of Super Fighter worked off in Galle. A change in the behavioral pattern of the dengue mosquito. India's ex-intelligence bureau chief Ajit Doval named National Security Advisor to Prime Minister Modi. Let's now take a look at Action TV.
On Sunday, Action TV revealed certain discrepancies that are said to have taken place during the preparation of examination question papers, which is purported to be done in a secure manner. This was based on a letter written to the Examinations Commissioner by 39 university lecturers, including 10 professors, who have been involved in compiling the advanced level economics paper for quite some time. A copy of this letter was also forwarded to the President. This letter charges that the Commissioner General of Examinations is conducting examinations based on political agendas and cites one instance where the Minister of Education intervened through the head of the National Institute of Education when the final revision was made on the new syllabus for advanced level economics. The letter also charges that the Minister intervened when the marking scheme for the 2012 advanced level economics paper was being developed. If public confidence on the Examinations Department is to be restored, then the Examinations Department should provide a proper clarification with regard to these allegations. Meanwhile, the head of the Examiners Board, which compiled last year's Advanced Level Business Studies paper, charges that the Examinations Commissioner gave several questions to be included in the question paper.
This situation that we had to face has now become a public secret. None of the former examinations department heads have exerted any pressure on us when compiling the examination papers.
According to this letter, the university lecturers have been able to overcome the pressure exerted when compiling the economics paper, while Dr. Jagat Bandaranayake noted that the panel compiling the 2013 Advanced Level Business Studies question paper had been able to disregard the questions handed in by the Examinations Commissioner. This move made by these lecturers shows their character as well as their commitment to make examinations fair, credible, and to maintain the secrecy of question papers.
ඒ කැපකිරීම හුදෙක් කරන්නේ ඇත්තටම මේ විභාගයට සම්බන්ධ කටයුතු කරන්නේ කිසියම් මේකෙන් ලැබෙන දීමනාව සැලකිල්ල කරන්නේ නෙවෙයි.
We make this commitment not because of the monetary benefits we receive from it. We receive only a small amount of money from it. Everyone knows that. We believe that this is a national duty. When individuals attempt to intervene in this manner, the standards of this examination drops. We hope that the President will focus his attention on this, because if this department continues to act in this manner, it will definitely lead the education sector into a dark era.
Doesn't this letter, as well as the comments expressed by Dr. Jagat Bandaranayake, prove that a need has arisen for an expert intervention to the likes of which was done during the Z-Scores crisis? Secretary to the President, this is over to you.
Well, the second leg of the quarter-final round of Super Fighter, Sri Lanka's first ever sports reality program, took place early this evening at the Summoner Grounds in Galle. Now, this edition of Super Fighter brought a novel experience for viewers as well as the competitors.
Super Fighter.
Super Fighter was organized to select boxers to represent Sri Lanka at the 2020 Olympics and is a joint initiative of Newsfirst, MTV and NBC and MAS Holdings. Super Fighter commenced on the 9th of January this year at the head office premises of Newsfirst. The inauguration ceremony took place on a boxing ring which met international standards set up at the car park of the Newsfirst head office. Subsequent to its birth, selection trials were conducted across the island under 4 weight classes to select 32 contenders to compete in the quarterfinals of Super Fighter. The first leg of the quarterfinal round took place at the Golf Fort on Thursday. The second leg of the quarterfinals took place this evening at the Samanala grounds in Galle. Incidentally, all bouts of Super Fighter took place in a boxing ring which was set up according to international standards. Moreover, a musical show featuring the performances of the 12 finalists of Series Superstar is also taking place parallel to Super Fighter.
Super Fighter.
With the conclusion of the second leg of the quarterfinal round, a special musical event is taking place in Galle. And Katharina Chang now joins us via live digi-transmission from the Samanala grounds in Galle. With more details, it's over to you, Katharina Chang.
A very good evening. You're joining me live from Samanala grounds, Galle, where 16 out of 32 fighters are to be selected for the semi-finals of Super Fighter. Now I must tell you, excitement was building up throughout the day and it continues to increase as crowds keep flocking in to Samanala grounds to not only witness the boxing show but also to witness the music performances that will be performed by 12 of the finalists from Series Superstar, the other reality TV program which is on our sister channel Series TV. So if you are in the area, we invite you to join us in this festive occasion Reporting for Newsfirst, I'm Katharina Chang, live from Galle.
Welcome back to the news. Investigations have been launched into an incident where a police constable was assaulted in the Dodamgoda area last night. Now, the vehicle in which he was travelling was also torched. Incidentally, the constable concerned is the same police officer who was involved in a dispute with the Deputy Minister on the Southern Expressway recently.
A police officer was assaulted and the vehicle in which he was travelling in was torched in the Dodamgoda area. This is the location where the incident occurred.
Police Constable Suminda Saman, attached to the Motor Traffic Division of the Southern Expressway, was assaulted at around 8 p.m. yesterday while he was on his way to work from his residence in Dodamgoda. According to the police media spokesperson, a group that had arrived in a cab had assaulted the police officer. The senior superintendent of police in charge of the area arrived at the location last night to carry out investigations.
A vehicle followed me and stopped in front of me, obstructing the road. They tried to open both doors and pull me out. The doors were locked, so they struggled to get me out. There are about 6 or 7 individuals. 4 of them assaulted me. I received a phone call last night. I couldn't hear anything at first, but then I began to hear people shouting in filth.
The injured police officer was admitted to the Kaluthara Base Hospital, and according to a hospital spokesperson, his condition was not critical. A few days ago, this police officer had enforced the law against a deputy minister who was found to have exceeded the speed limit on the Southern Expressway. The assault took place while investigations are being conducted into the incident that took place between the police officer and the deputy minister.
He had issued a spot fine for speeding. When this fine was issued, he had asked my son why he was doing this. Then he had said that they helped build these roads, so why can't they travel according to the way they want? When they were leaving, they had said that my son's action was similar to hitting his head on a rock and told my son that he would be transferred to the Matara police. I think they have done what they have said they would. If they charge I was speeding, then my driver would accept the fine and he would have paid it. I have all the bills with me. If they can prove it, I am ready to resign. They don't have anything. They are conducting an investigation into this. I am not afraid because I did not do anything. I was in Naligama. I will take legal measures against this defamation. Our investigations have not yet revealed whether this incident and the incident that took place last night are connected. If an incident has occurred according to the statements made by the constable, then we will take steps to arrest all suspects connected to it.
If anyone obstructs the work of a policeman or exerts undue pressure on him, that individual can be brought before court. Some politicians and other such VIPs assault policemen and exert undue pressure on them when they carry out their duties because of their arrogance. The law should be strictly enforced against individuals who act in this manner. We will be able to stop this only by strictly enforcing the law.
මෙවැනි ඔවුන් ළඟ තිබෙන මේ උද්දච්චකම නැති කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ.
141 incidents of assault against police officers have been reported during the past year since the 1st of June 2013. Now, 4 police officers lost their lives during these assaults.
Shots fired at police officers who attempted to apprehend a suspect connected to break-ins. Shots fired at a police OIC who attempted to resolve an issue at a farm. 2 police officers who were inspecting 3 persons travelling on a motorbike without helmets attacked by the chairman of the Ambulapitiya Pradeshya Sabha. A sub-inspector and a constable attacked with a sharp weapon when searching a suspicious person. Attack on a group of police officers who conducted a raid to confiscate illegal liquor. Police officer and his wife brutally murdered in their house. Half-felled tree by locals for a demonstration falls on the OIC of Barella, killing him. 2 police officers attacked while on duty. 2 police constables who were inspecting vehicles abducted and one was subsequently murdered. Police constable murdered. Most recent incident. Yesterday, police constable attacked Indo Damgoda. For your attention.
Speaking to Newsfirst during the Sirius TV Prime Time News Bulletin at 7 p.m, Attorney at Law Sunil Vattagala contacted us and expressed the following views on police officers being assaulted.
Mama Dekka, Meter Swalpamaka Kalin, Sirasa.
I witnessed a news item that was aired on the news bulletin on Sirius TV. After taking into consideration the content of the news item, one might think, where is the law of the land? It is clear that a certain group has taken the law into their hands. They are the politicians. Take into consideration the incident that took place in Kurunagala. We noticed that there was an invisible force behind that incident. This is indeed a tragic situation. Where is the law of the country heading to? The police is there to protect the people. However, the politicians are forcing the police that is there to protect the people to kneel before them. Ultimately, the people will be made to kneel. We need to state clearly to them, do not use the law of the land according to your whims and fancies. Let the law operate as the law.
What is your opinion on the constant assaults that police officers are being subjected to? You can post your comments by simply logging on to our website www.newsfirst.lk or through our Facebook page.
අවට ඩෙන්ගු අවදානම්ම කලාපයක් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මීටර් 50 ඇතුළත 25කට වැඩිය උණරෝහලේ දැන්ට ඉන්නවා දැටි සත්කාරේ ඉන්නවා දැන්ටත් ඉතින් මොකද කරන්නේ මේකට ඉතින් බලධාරීන්ගෙම ඉතින් ඇත්තටම අවධානය යොමු වෙන්න තමයි මේවට ඕනේ.
Dengue claimed yet another life today, proving the sentiments expressed previously are indeed true.
Yesterday, the dengue virus claimed the life of Tanuja Nishanti from Sedavatta, Vellampitia, leaving her only daughter alone in this world. This house, which is located in the vicinity, saw white flags being raised today as dengue had claimed the life of a minor. The 11-year-old Thushan Kavinda was hospitalized 6 days ago as he suffered from a flu. Thushan, a grade 6 student of the Siddhartha Mahavidyalaya in Sedavatta, passed away last night after losing the battle against the deadly virus. His only brother is receiving treatment in hospital after contracting dengue. The Department of Zoology at the University of Kelaniya says that there has been a change in the time period in which the dengue mosquito is said to be active.
What
we used to know earlier is that the dengue mosquito is active from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. However, the research that we have conducted goes to show that the mosquito is active from 10 a.m. to 12 noon and from 2 to 4 in the evening. So there's a change in the active pattern of the mosquito. So far, we were only aware that the filaria mosquito breeds in wastewater. However, there's a spread of dengue mosquito larvae in unclean water in addition to filaria mosquito larvae. We have seen mosquito larvae spreading in paddy fields and wells.
එහෙමත් නැත්නම් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ලිඳවල් ආශ්‍රිතව මෙම මදුරුවාගේ ගහණය ව්‍යාප්ත වෙලා තියෙනවා කියන එක කියන්න පුළුවන්.
Meanwhile, there had been a rise in the dengue mosquito density in and around plantations including rubber in the Gampaha and Kalutara districts.
There is a rubber estate on the other side. During the rainy season, the coconut husks are filled with water. These are big estates.
We need to provide a solution to this. The main issue is that cleanup activities do not take place in big estates.
We need to maintain our premises very clean. We need to remove all the breeding places. So we need to focus our main attention on that. At the same time, we need to do this not only our house premises but also the places we are working, and also the schools. And at the same time, the Ministry of Health has observed during various discussions that still there's a delay of seeking treatment. So therefore we urge the general public, if somebody has fever for more than 2 days, as soon as possible come to the closest healthcare institution and get the medical advice.
Now, focusing our attention on business news, the Bakery Owners Association says that the price of a kilogram of wheat flour has been increased by ₹1. Chairman of the association, N.K. Jawardana, said that the discount provided to the association was reduced by ₹50 as of midnight yesterday. He, however, noted that although the price of a kilogram of wheat flour has been increased, no change will be made to the price of bread. Moving on, some local news. Minister of Disaster Management Mahinda Amaravira says that ministers who criticize the government will support the president during an election. He made the statement while inspecting renovation activities of the Valigat Vavap tank in Hambantota.
Our ministers are coming before the media and pointing out the shortcomings of the government as if they are members of the opposition. When the opposition does not do its job, groups within the government will take it up. There are 2 ministers who are speaking out. Some other ministers have also made statements. Because of this, they believe that they will move away from the government and make Ranil victorious. They believe that these ministers would make Ranil the next president. It is only a dream. When an election is held, all these ministers will work for the president. The excitement won't last that long.
Who decides when the elections are being held? The leader of the Democratic Party, Sath Fonseca, expressed these views during a meeting held in Nawalapitiya.
The Elections Commissioner is not the person deciding when the elections are being held. This is why we stated on several election platforms that the Elections Commissioner is merely a scarecrow. The date of the election is decided by the astrologer of the rule of this country. There is a common candidate fever spreading in the country. We brought in a common candidate last time after considering the condition of the country at that time. We still believe the ruler can be defeated if the opposition parties unite and put forward a common candidate. The candidate should have a proper vision and a plan. Just because the executive president is sent packing does not mean that the people's hunger would reduce. The meeting was held to discuss the reorganization of the Democratic Party in the Nawalapitiya electorate.
On to a headline-making story. Indian media reports that former Indian Intelligence Bureau Chief Ajit Doval has been appointed as India's 5th National Security Advisor, or NSA. The National Security Advisor is the Indian Prime Minister's primary advisor on matters relating to national and international security.
For the past 9 years, Ajit Doval headed the Vivekananda International Foundation, a think tank known to be close to the BJP. 69-year-old Doval has been described by many Indian media outlets as a legend in the intelligence service. Doval has been involved in a number of high-risk counter-insurgency operations during his 37-year career as an intelligence operative and has received India's second highest gallantry award, the Kirti Chakra. Indian media reports that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Ajit Doval are both staunch believers in a strong state and are likely to concentrate more on the internal security situation, improving India's covert operations capability in the neighborhood, while putting in place an equally robust foreign and defense doctrine. Meanwhile, in March this year, following discussions with the founder of the Pathfinder Foundation, Melinda Murugoda, the Vivekananda International Foundation, headed by Doval, signed a MOI on enhancing relations between Sri Lanka and India.
The 6th death anniversary of renowned politicians, former minister and former governor Reggie Ranatunga was marked today. Commemorative events were organized in Udugampala yesterday and today.
The event marking the 6th death anniversary of Reggie Ranatunga took place at the Udugampala Public Cemetery this morning. Floral tributes were laid at the statue of the late politician by a group including MP Arjuna Ranatunga, Chief Minister of the Western Province Prasanna Ranatunga and MP Ruwan Ranatunga.
If you look at how individuals engage in politics at present, he is a fine example to all of us. He is an example to everyone who engages in politics in the country. He always did the right thing. He is someone who worked for the entire country and not someone who worked only for the village, electorate or the district. I believe that he was a leader who set an example to the nation. He did not hesitate to use his position to serve the people. That is why he has 3 children who engage in politics. 2 of them are in parliament and I have been able to serve the people from the provincial council. All this is possible because of the foundation set by Reggie Ranatunga. I believe that the people in this district have been a strength for me to carry his work forward.
An almsgiving for 30 monks took place this afternoon at the Udugampala house to invoke blessings on the late Reggie Ranatunga. Last night, a Dhamma sermon also took place to invoke blessings on the late Reggie Ranatunga. The sermon was conducted by Venerable Professor Bellanvila Vimalaratna Thero and was also attended by Minister of Economic Development Basil Rajapaksa.
Tamil National Alliance parliamentarian Selvam Adekalanathan expressed these views at a function held in Kalmune.
They think they have to destroy the 2 main races of Tamils and Muslims and enslave us. At a time when the government is conspiring to destroy these races, the people should create an atmosphere which makes it conducive to let go of our hatred. To the Muslim people and the Muslim leaders, I say this. There should be a change in the path that you follow with this government. Our Muslim brothers should understand that only if we unite will we be able to live peacefully. We have the right to live in this land. We cannot be opportunistic about it.
Former Central Provincial Council Chairman Saleh Disanayake passed away last night. 48-year-old Saleh Disanayake had been receiving treatment at the Peradeniya Teaching Hospital for nearly a month before his demise. He was a loving father of 2 children. Born on the 3rd of November 1965 in Hanguranketha, Saleh was the 7th in a family of 8 children. Minister of Higher Education S.P. Disanayake is one of his brothers. Saleh Disanayake entered active politics in 1989 and by 1995 held the position of Central Province Minister of Transport, Highway and Energy. He also served as the chairman of the Central Provincial Council from 2009 to 2013. His remains are currently lying at the residence of Minister S.P. Disanayake in Madangwala, Hanguranketha. The final rites will be conducted on Monday. Newsfirst, which commenced due report to develop citizen journalism in Sri Lanka, has become an overwhelming success. The island-wide U-Report network contributes instant reports to the news desk in line with the vision of U-Report.
Another group of Newsfirst U reporters were enrolled into the Citizen Journalism Initiative subsequent to a workshop held in Colombo this morning. The group, hailing from different parts of the island, arrived for the workshop that took place at the auditorium of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited. The Newsfirst team explained to the participants as to what citizen journalism is and how they can get involved. They were also briefed on new media techniques as well. Subsequently, members of the Newsfirst staff guided the new U reporters through the processes followed at Newsfirst.
It is a good opportunity to take the communication skills of youngsters in villages to the world.
Even if we live in a rural village, this will help us bring our issues to the attention of the entire country.
None of the media institutions gave us such an opportunity. We thank Newsfirst for this opportunity given to us.
The Vesak Bhaktigi performance of the Yoshida Nursery Institute in Sapagaskanda was held yesterday. Vesak Bhaktigi, or Songs of Devotion, were performed by students of the institute. The event was held under the auspices of Chairman of the Mahabodhi Society Venerable Banagala Upatisapera and was also graced by a delegation of Japanese nationals and a delegation of Korean nationals who arrived in the country to mark the 150th birth anniversary of Anagarika Dharmapala. Now in news from the England-Sri Lanka ODI, Kumar Sangakkara's 112 of 104 helped guide Sri Lanka to 300 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in the 4th ODI against England. Now Sri Lanka were invited to take first lease of the Lord's wicket. Although getting off to a solid start, the Lankans lost Kusal Perera for 19 runs and Kumar Sangakkara then partnered with opener T.M. Dilshan to unleash a batting assault on the English bowlers. The pair put on a partnership of 172 runs for the second wicket and Dilshan was dismissed for 71 runs by James Anderson.
Which he gets now. He's shown some form in the series, perhaps not at his
Sangakkara, however, continued his fine display of batting and went on to score his 19th ODI century and incidentally his first century at Lord's. After Sangakkara's dismissal, wickets fell in quick succession and Sri Lanka eventually posted 300 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in their 50 overs.
Where's that gone? Straight up.
Chasing 301 to win, England were 127 runs for the loss of 5 wickets, a short run goal.
Excellent Yorker.
Well, that's a wrap of the weekend edition of News at 9. I'm Stephanie Lazarus. We leave you with a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Take care and good night.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.